The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment. You ever wanted to come into a sports bar where the barkeeps know their game? Well, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media has got a production just for you. Sit down and relax as the stat boy and his partner break down the statistics in all things sports. Whether it's football, basketball, motorsports, baseball, hockey, soccer, professional wrestling, mixed martial arts, boxing, and much, much more. All are welcome. Your barkeeps here keep you up to date and in the know of everything going on in sports, while also having a pleasant conversation about it all. Your host and owner of the bar, Stat Boy Mike. His partner in crime, Dory Lou. And a host of other guests coming in. The food's hot, the seats are warm, the drinks are ice cold, and the sports talk is plentiful. Cassidy 18 Studios presents Stat Boy Sports Bar. Take a bar stool and enjoy the show.
Hello, my internet fans. I am here in the sports bar a little bit earlier than normal because of what is going on in the world of sports right now. And if I can just get rid of the cover so you can see me, there I am. Hello, my internet fans. We are starting a little bit early today. There's a little bit of breaking news there, if you want to call it that. But in a ride on my way home from an errand, I realized that today is the NHL Draft Lottery. So I figured if I'm going to cover it, got to start earlier because it's going to happen live in about 15 minutes on ESPN and ESPN Plus. And because it's news, I asked the man of the marquee, can I go ahead and start early? He said, yes, go right ahead. So we're going to cover, it's kind of like a watch along. We're going to cover the NHL Draft Lottery in this first half hour. Then at the top of the hour, we'll go into our regular news stories as normal. It's still a regular show, though. It's still Tuesday, May 7th, 2024. A nice spring day here in Sevier County, Tennessee, where I currently reside. So how does the NHL Draft Lottery work? Well, here's the quick version of it. The teams that did not qualify for the Stanley Cup Playoffs at the end of last season are ranked from who did the worst to who did the best. And basically, they take ping pong balls and they put them in giant hoppers. That's what the device is called. And they put so many ping pong balls based on how bad a team does. So the team with the worst performance has the best chance to be the number one pick, or to earn the number one pick in the draft, which is coming up next month, I believe. So let me quickly bring up ESPN, and I will rattle off the order of which teams have the best chance to get a draft pick. Let's see. Here we go. How does the NHL draft lottery work? This is directly from ESPN. Everything you need to know. ESPN staff. A lottery provides multiple non-playoff teams with a chance at getting the first overall pick, an important consideration given the premium value of early first-round picks. In theory, this also reduces any sense that certain teams are not doing their best to ice a competitive lineup, since there is no guarantee of getting that number one pick. Plus, it adds some excitement for half of the league's fan bases in the time between the end of the regular season and the draft lottery, particularly in years when a player of a certain caliber is at the top of the rankings. Now, this year's draft class is being led by a center from Boston University. His name is Macklin Celebrini. He is this year's Connor Bedard. And let's take a look at his stats really quickly, if we have any stats on him. I'm quickly looking over his profile. He says that Sidney Crosby is his idol. Well said. He cites Sidney Crosby and Patrick Kane. And thank you, ESPN, for not. Of course, this is a last-minute thing, too, so I am playing on the fly here. Let's see if we can bring up a player profile on this guy. Nope. Well, it shows that Statboy has to do his homework. So what they do is, again, they put all these ping pong balls into hoppers, and they try, and they come out with a 4-number combination. The league has already declared which combination of numbers belongs to what team. And they literally draw the numbers, and whichever, and they have 16 envelopes, and those envelopes get opened one at a time, most likely by Commissioner Bettman, who's got the commissioner's curse, because let's face it, the commissioners are just not getting a good rap these days. And exactly, who goes number one? Odds-on favorite are the San Jose Sharks. They are they have the greatest odds at 18.5%. The teams in play are the Sharks, the Blackhawks, the Ducks, the Blue Jackets, the Canadian, the former Arizona Coyotes, because they have now moved to Utah, and that is their team name right now. They are just Utah. They have not declared a new team name, but they are the former Arizona Coyotes. The Senators, the Kraken, the Flames, the Devils, the Sabres, the Flyers, the Wild, the Penguins. Now the Penguins, they have under the terms of an August 6th, 2023 trade, Pittsburgh will transfer its first-round pick in either the 2024 or 2025 NHL draft to San Jose. If Pittsburgh's 2024 first-round pick becomes a top 10 pick, Pittsburgh will have the option to transfer its 2025 first-round pick to San Jose instead of 2024. So even though, so that they have a deal in place. Detroit and St. Louis are the last two teams. So the commissioner will come out with those 16 sealed envelopes, and one at a time, he will be revealing in reverse order the picks. You want to be number one because you want to get this top guy. And right now on ESPN, they are showing the numbers. They are showing those ping pong balls bounce. Now that's done in secret. That's done behind closed doors. There is a camera in there. They do not release that footage until slightly after, or maybe like an hour before. Then they do that. So we're about 5 minutes away from that. I have ESPN on my Roku device on mute so we don't get dinged for copyright. And as the teams get revealed, I'll report them. So the order I did, the Sharks should be the number one seed, or they should get the number one pick because they have the greatest odds. There is the possibility of, it is a draft lottery. So one of the other teams could have that possibility of getting a better pick. It all comes down to the numbers. And I got a message. And so, okay, that's fine. So about 5 minutes left to go as ESPN is finishing up on SportsCenter. They're on commercial, so kill a little bit of time here. Personally, about me, I've got a little bit of news. I posted this on my Facebook page. I am now a car owner. I have finally, after 46 years of living on this planet Earth, I finally have a car. I am the owner of a 2015 Kia Sportage. I bought the car last week. I am making payments, so I have to do that. I had to do all the insurance. It's no secret that I really have never had the desire to drive a car or own a car, but, you need a car to get around, even though there are many forms of transportation. So now I officially own a car, and it's a very interesting, I'm still getting used to it. Like I said, I had no desire to do so. I was perfect in California. Public transit can be helpful. In other cases, they mess everything up. But in Tennessee, in this area where I live in Sevier County, the only public transit we have is a trolley system that only goes up and down Pigeon Forge. It very rarely comes out to Gatlinburg. It goes only as far out as maybe about a mile away from where I live. So it's not really, we do have our version of Dial-A-Lift. That was what it was called in California. Out here it is called Ethra, and they can help as well. It's kind of like a better, safer way of Uber. And because of getting a car, I've also looked into possibly doing Uber Eats and also Instacart. So that's going to be a thing too. So we'll see where that goes. Again, the picture of the car is on my personal Facebook page. Take a look at it at Mike Caldwell if you wish. So with about 3 minutes left to go, the latest basketball news that just came out. This was almost breaking. Jamal Murray decided to throw a heating pad onto the basketball court in last night's game, and the refs did not see it. They did not call it. This was I believe it was the Dallas Indiana game. Mavericks and Pacers. We'll get a little more details with that when I get into the basketball stuff. But there should have been a call of a technical foul, and there's also the potentiality of an ejection and a suspension because player safety is involved. When you throw an object onto the court, you could get into a lot of trouble, but the refs just did not see it. So we'll see where that is. So coming up next on ESPN, of course, the draft lottery. Again, the Sharks have an 18.5% chance to win the draft lottery, followed by Chicago and Anaheim. Columbus and Montreal under 10%. And the top 5 draft is Macklin Celebrini from Boston University, Artem Levishon of Michigan State, Caden Lindstrom of the WHL, Cole Eierserman, and Ivan Demidov of SKA 1940. So, again, Macklin Celebrini, he is this year's Connor Bedard. Some quick news, some quick soccer news coming up. There is coming up here. The Champions League took place in the semifinals between, let's see, what team is this? What a header that is. Look at that. I always thought headers were dangerous. I would almost think using your head for on a soccer ball, almost getting hit with a brick. As they go. Oh, he almost got away with that. PSG versus Borussia Dortmund. PSG loses 1-0. Borussia Dortmund into the finals. And SportsCenter is ending, and we're going into the NHL draft. Remember, if you want me to stop dead in my tracks, super chat. It's as simple as that. I'm hearing news that the Lakers are finalizing a deal to hire J.J. Redick as their coach. That's sponsored by ESPN. We'll look into that, and we'll see what happened. There's the big board with the 16 teams from San Jose down. There's another shot of the hopper with all the ping pong balls in there. Which lucky franchise will be the ping pong ball champion? This is live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Kevin Weeks and Arda O'Call talking about, now the Sharks have a 25.5% chance to win. Blacks stay at 13.5, Ducks at 11.5, Blue Jackets at 9.5, going all the way down to the Sabres at 3%. Again, this is live, so I'm reading the closed captioning. I should have my headphones on, but Sharks have the best chance to get the number one. No, I do not want the Xbox to turn on. Thank you. As we show a bit of a package for Celebrini. These packages are amazing. You know, you look at them and you're like, this kid is something. And when it's just that one player, he's from Boston University. Number 1 North American prospect. Again, the Sharks have the best chance. Let's see, along the ticker on ESPN, Tyler Boyd is siding with the Titans. It's a 1-year deal up to $4.5 million. He was with the Bengals in 2016. Again, Dortmund beat PSG in the UEFA Champions League, second leg of the semifinals. They play coming up. Advances to their first UCL final since 2012 and 2013. 2,500 to 1 odds to win. Amazing. Tyler Boyd, already said that. Come on, ESPN, give me some more news here. Here we go. 55. Nathan McKinnon, McDavid, and Kucherov are the finalists for the Hart Trophy. And here comes the gentleman with the envelopes. The draft lottery has been conducted. And ESPN goes to commercial, meaning as soon as they come back, The envelope's open, and we'll find out who goes where, or who gets to be number one. That's what we're searching for, number one. Quick note, while we're on commercial here, the boxing match between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Here's a shocker. Couldn't believe this one. It is being sanctioned by the state of Texas as a legitimate fight. This is a legitimate boxing match. This is not exhibition. This is for real. This is a state-sanctioned event. Mike Tyson is the underdog against Jake Paul. When I heard that, I nearly fell out of my chair. I'm like, wait a second here. This is Mike Tyson we're talking about. Okay? Now, I get the fact that he's 57 years old, okay? I still believe he still has the potential to knock out Jake Paul, regardless of age. If he can still go, if he can still do it, number one, good on to him. But this is like saying that Tiger Woods can't play golf anymore, that Tom Brady can't throw a football anymore, that Wayne Gretzky can't skate anymore. Come on. This is Mike Tyson we're talking about. Look past all the things he did to get himself in trouble. Look at the fighter. Don't look at the man. He can still fight. To call him an underdog in this match because Jake is younger, faster, and all that stuff, come on. Really? I don't think so. Big slap in the face on that one. I am very unhappy about that. Does that mean I'm going to go out and put a bet on Mike Tyson? Probably not. Probably not. Looking across the tickers, game one of the Cavaliers and Celtics takes place in 20 minutes or so. We'll get more into that when I talk about basketball. Porzingis is out with a calf injury. Boston is a 12.5-point favorite to win. Maverick and Thunder, they start tonight as well. They are the second game of the night. They're at 9:30. Get more into that a little bit later, too. OKC is a 4.5-point favorite in that matchup. This is just reading the ticker on the bottom. Pacers and Knicks, game 2 is tomorrow. Of course, again, this will come up at the end, or when we actually talk about basketball. New York leads that series 1-0. And the Knicks are a 4.5-point favorite to win that one. And there is Igor Shesterkin getting ready for his game against Carolina tonight. With about 33 minutes to go, the Rangers and the Hurricanes, they head to game 2. They actually started the second round started as the first series was ending. So they had to alter the schedule a little bit. Made a mess in fantasy hockey. I'll say that much. And there's a shot of Las Vegas. As I think we're officially... Why are we showing Las Vegas? Because it's the draft lottery. That's right. Why? Because it's the luck of the draw. It's the luck of the ping pong balls. You never know what number is going to come up. The luck of the draw. And is that that's Connor last year, I believe. Oh, no, they're just showing all the number 1 seeds. There's McDavid. 2015, Colorado raises the cup. There's the Capitals. I believe that was that Ovi in 2004? As ESPN officially opens the draft, the giant board is up with the 16 teams that did not make the playoffs on the video wall there, as they all watch to see where they land. all nervously awaiting, checking their phones, making sure their cameras are working right. And there are some watch-along parties in San Jose, in Chicago, in Columbus, and of course the Ducks, probably at the Honda Center with the girls there. And there's the former Arizona Coyotes. It just says NHL Utah as they fly in. They still don't know what to call themselves. And there is Macklin Celebrini there with the announce team, giving a quick interview. Projected to be the number one. Now he's projected to be the number one pick. He is the top prospect. Now, if San Jose does win, it's not guaranteed that he will go to San Jose. It's either expected or it's a good as guess. Whoever gets that number one seed can choose this kid. He's staying humble. He has ties to Vancouver, San Francisco. Who did he watch growing up? Mainly the Canucks. He is a Canucks fan. That's his childhood team. And Vancouver, of course, has Vancouver is in the playoffs, so we don't know what those other picks are going to be. We have no idea what the picks are going to be. We're just killing time here, So as we traveled home from our errand today, I finally made a purchase of Terramana tequila. And there is Dwayne's signature on it. This will be broken open at the end of the show. I've wanted to try this. I've heard so much about it. I'm not really a big tequila guy. I was. I was a Cuervo and Patron guy. But, and then of course, I stopped, and then I tried Jack. I had whiskey and all that. Now I'm not drinking. If you do drink responsibly. Know when to stop. Big important. Know when to stop. And of course, don't get behind the wheel of a car after that. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Continuing on, showing Boston University footage. Well, that was a very interesting play. Against 3 defenders there. Look at that. And it's in there for a goal. Again, after the draft lottery, we'll go into our regular news for the week. As they clear the draft order. If the draft order is the same from the bottom to the top, then the mathematics worked out just right. We have some defensemen there. Zane Parekh of Saginaw, Artem Levjanov from Michigan State, Anton Sliev, Nishey Novgorod from the KHL. These are other prospects. Not sure if we're gonna cover the NHL draft or not. Haven't thought about that one yet. Not as much hype, really. So each team had a combination assigned to them. 185 combinations went to the Sharks, all the way down to 5 combinations to the Blues, resulting in an 18.5% for the odds. So we'll see where it has as soon as the envelopes start opening. Again, Pittsburgh is the odd one out. If they get a top 10, they will either retain their pick. And there is Commissioner Bettman. He is not getting booed because he is in a studio. And he's talking about the potentiality of the new players. As we look at the Sphere in Las Vegas, it's amazing how they can do that stuff. If you do not know what the Sphere is, it is a giant projective screen that can show anything. And they're putting the logo out there. The draft is June 28th and June 29th. So in about 7 to 8 weeks, that is where the draft is going to take place. 2 drawings for the 16 teams that did not make playoffs. Teams can only move up a max of 10 spots. If a team in the 12 to 16 range wins the first drawing, the first pick will remain with San Jose. Teams cannot win the lottery more than twice in a 5-year period. So Chicago won last year. They cannot win the draft, this draft lottery this year. So those are the rules. All right, the gentleman is up. Bill Daly, the NHL Deputy Commissioner, is at the podium. He says, good evening. And he holds up envelope number 16, which goes to the St. Louis Blues. That stays the same. Card number 15. The 15th pick belongs to the Red Wings. That stays the same. The 14th pick in the first round is Pittsburgh. They have the option to switch. That pick will go to the San Jose Sharks. Mike Greer will have 2 picks in the first round due to the trade. 13. The 13th pick, the Minnesota Wild. They stay the same. Pick number 12. It should be Philadelphia. It is. Philadelphia is the 12th pick. And so far, the teams in reverse order, St. Louis, Detroit, Pittsburgh, but that trade's going to San Jose, Minnesota, and Philadelphia has gone exactly the way it's supposed to. There have been no changes. There are 11 teams left. As we get a quick look in from Macklin, the 11th selection goes to Buffalo. That stays the same. The 10th pick, New Jersey. So far, everyone's staying the same. The 9th pick, as we talk about Cole Eiserman at 127 goal leaders. All-time goal leaders, NTDP history. Cole Eiserman at 127. Very interesting there. All right, the 9th pick. Calgary. That stays the same. So far, everything's okay. Number 8. It should go to Seattle. The Seattle Kraken. The 7th pick should go to Ottawa. And it does. The 6th pick is Utah, formerly Arizona, or it should go to Utah, former Arizona. Yes, it is Utah. There are 5 teams left: San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim, Columbus, and Montreal. The number 5 pick Montreal. 4 teams remain: San Jose, Chicago, Anaheim, and Columbus. These are other prospects. Caden Lindstrom, 4th in WHL goals per game. He's a center. Tia Janila, as we get a quick view of some more prospects before we reveal the top 4 choices. 81 of you people watching, thank you so much. I am so grateful that you're watching along as we finish up the NHL draft lottery. 4 teams remain. The 4th team, the Columbus Blue Jackets. No change there. It's now on to the Sharks, the Blackhawks, and the Ducks. Pat Verbeek, Kyle Davidson, and Mike Greer. Mike Greer already has a first-round pick thanks to the trade with Pittsburgh. So there's that term, rebuild. I hate that word. We're in a rebuild. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Are we going to commercial? As we look at another look in from Carolina and the New York Rangers, they are 20 minutes away from puck drop. There's Andrei Svechnikov. He was the 2nd overall pick in the 2018 draft. And we are on commercial, so we're going to take a quick break ourselves. And when we come back, the top 3 teams get a news story came up along the ticker saying that the WNBA is going to charter planes to help their teams get from place to place. That's a very good thing, of course. Not sure how they traveled prior to that, but if this is brand new to the league, it's about time. It is about time on that. All right. So not much change in the remaining or in the order so far, from Columbus all the way down to St. Louis. Everybody was even with where they were mathematically supposed to. That just leaves the Sharks, the Blackhawks, and the Ducks. Of course, there are the hockey fans out there that think that just because you get the number 1 pick, you're going to win the Stanley Cup. It does exist. Those fans do exist. This is step 1. Perhaps you gotta get your first step in there, and all that. New York fans, all in their blue. New York Ranger. Look at this guy on his cell phone. Come on, bro. You're going into a hockey game and you're on your phone. San Jose, Chicago, and Anaheim. There's Wild Wing. There's the Ice Crew. Macklin Celebrini is 17 years old. He seems younger than Connor Bedard. Connor actually did turn 18 and all that. All right. The number 3 pick goes to Anaheim. So that just leaves the Sharks and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks cannot win 2 years in a row. So San Jose is going to pretty much get the number 1 spot. There is a rule. So they're doing the number 1 team, and it's going to be it's no secret. it is the San Jose Sharks. So the order of they're celebrating in Anaheim. I don't know why. That's not Anaheim. That's San Jose. Those are Shark fans there. So the order equals the correct order. Every team stayed exactly where they were. And it looks like the number one prospect is going to be a San Jose Shark. And that completes the NHL draft lottery. First time drafting first overall. They drafted second overall 3 times. They had Patrick Marleau in 97, Andre Zuzin in 96, and Pat Falloon in 91. They drafted Will Smith in 2023, Quentin Mustfi in 2023 as well, William Eklund in 2021, and Philip Bystedt in 2022. First time drafting for the Shark fans. Congratulations, as they now interview the winning GM, Mike Greer. You must be on cloud 9. What's it like when you saw Bill Daly turn over the Shark logo? And he says, I was thrilled, big moment for the organization and the fans to have the opportunity to draft someone like Macklin. It was a tough year for us. Isn't it always a tough year for the Shark fans? I mean, they've only gone to the Stanley Cup playoffs once. All righty, so that concludes that. So we're going to turn that off. And we'll turn that on later. And congratulations to the San Jose Sharks. All right, now we're going to get into our regular news story. It's almost the top of the hour, but we're going to just go right into it. Yeah, so I'm going to bring up our graphics. And we're going to put that in view mode. And we're going to bring up some stories. And we'll get you out of here in time for the playoffs. Excuse me. And then we'll have some tequila at the end because I want to try this tequila. I really do. All right. So let's find. Let's find some news. I should have had this up early, but I didn't. Oh. Is that the Wells Fargo Championship? This is news. Okay. Well. This is from PGA.com as of an hour ago. Written by Stephanie Royer. After a hefty spin, the wheel of golf has finally landed on Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The city is set to host the inaugural Myrtle Beach Classic at the Dunes Golf and Beach Club this week as an additional event alongside the Wells Fargo Championship. Among those playing in the 52-team Pro-Am on Wednesday is Vanna White, who celebrated co-host of the show Wheel of Fortune. Born and raised in North Myrtle Beach, White is most famous for uncovering letters that could lead to make or break contestants for the past 41 years, but she also possesses a lesser-known connection to golf. She started playing golf when she was young and only lasted a couple of years. Well, that's something I did not know. How about that? I didn't even know there was I need to look. Let's see who else is in this Pro-Am. This is kind of like breaking news here. I like this. The Myrtle Beach Classic. Let's see if I can find. Let's see if I can find. Who else is on Myrtle Beach Pro-Am Golf Tournament 2024? Who is playing in this tournament? This is Wow, I'm breaking news here and all that. That's sponsorship. I don't want that. That's about the website itself. Well, we'll just have to do that another time then, because I'm wasting time, and we don't want to waste time. But good to know about Vanna White. How about that? I didn't know she played golf. Who knew, right? All right, let's find out. Where is the news report for that? There it is. All right, this is coming in from PGA.com. And let's bring up the screen so you guys have something to look at. And we'll just go. There we go. And I need that. Patience is a virtue for Canada's Taylor Pendrith. The Kent State alum spent 8 seasons as a pro, including 4 years on PGA Tour Canada and 3 years on the Corn Ferry Tour before earning his first PGA Tour card in 2021. He never won on the Corn Ferry Tour. It was worth the wait. Pendrith won the CJ Cup Byron Nelson with a birdie on the 72nd hole at TPC Craig Ranch, finishing at 23 under 261 for a one-stroke win over Ben Coles. Pendrith, 32, trailed by a stroke heading to the par 5 18th Sunday, but hit the green in 2 shots and 2-putted birdie from 41 feet as Cole shockingly made Sunday's only bogey at number 18, laying the sod over an eagle shot and failing to convert a 5-footer for par. It was a tough finish for Coles, also seeking his first tour title, but that didn't discredit Pendrith's achievement. As always, you are trying to get into the top 70. The top 10 did not change at all. The players are all in the same positions as they were in the last tournament. So congratulations to Taylor on winning his first victory for that. All righty, let's move over on and let's get the ladies going in. The ladies, oh no, the ladies did not play this week. I thought they did, but they did not. So we're going to go to the Madrid Open in the ATP in tennis. And Andrei Rublev is your winner. And let's bring this up real quick. And where is that? We're on ATP.com. Madrid Open. I should have had this done, but like I said, I just doesn't have it. All right. Well, Andrei Rublev won the Madrid Open. The race to Turin in the top 8. Jannik Sinner at 4,500 points. Daniil Medvedev at 2,850. Casper Ruud at 2,375. Alexander Zverev at 2,085. Andrei Rublev moves into 5th place with the win. Carlos Alcaraz at 1,900. Stefanos Tsitsipas drops down to number 7. And Alex de Minaur at 1,755. The ladies were busy playing tennis this over weekend. Also in Madrid, in St. Malo and Lidea, Spain. Iga Swiatek wins again in the Madrid Open. She now has an even bigger lead in the race to the WTA finals. She's at 4,335. Elena Rybakina is at 3,583. Arnia Sabalenka at 3,278. Danielle Collins at 2,142. Coco Gauff at 1,993. Qinwen Zheng at 1,855. Jasmine Paolini at 1,700. And Marta Kostyuk at 1,685. Only one race In NASCAR this weekend in Kansas, Kyle Larson in the number 5 Chevrolet for Hendricks Motorsports got the win. Chris Boucher in his number 17 Ford took second place for RFK Racing. Chase Elliott took third in his number 9 Chevrolet for Hendricks Motorsports. Martin Truex Jr. in the number 19 Toyota for Stewart-Haas Racing took fourth place. Let me see if I can bring up NASCAR real quick so I can get the results from Kansas. Oh, apparently it was a photo finish in the Advent Health 400. Yep. All right, we'll continue reading this and then we'll read the story. If I can get my computer to go. Denny Hamlin in the number 11 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing took fifth. Christopher Bell, sixth in the number 20 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Alex Bowman, seventh in the number 48 Chevrolet for Hendricks Motorsports. Kyle Busch took eighth. Number 8 takes 8. Noah Gragson, ninth, and Michael McDowell, 10th. Not much in the standings. Kyle Larson still leads. Let's read the review and read the story taken directly from NASCAR.com. Kyle Larson took his second checkered flag of the 2024 season at Kansas Speedway. The number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet driver beat Chris Boucher's number 17 by 1,000th. Not a tenth, not a hundredth, but 1,000th of a second. You can't get any closer than that. At the start-finish line, it was the closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Chase Elliott and Martin Truex Jr. were third and fourth at the finish, nearly catching Boucher and Larson. Denny Hamlin rounded out the top 5. The Cup Series shifts to the Carolinas for the rest of May with the Darlington Throwback Race on tap next Sunday. Also, if we're talking about close finishes, the Kentucky Derby, that was a 3-way finish, and apparently there was a $2 million payout. $2 million on a horse. Let's bring up that bet. Let's bring up that story, taken from ESPN.com. The 150th Kentucky Derby on Saturday featured a photo finish and record betting interest. According to Churchill Downs, $210.7 million was wagered on Mystic Dan's win of the Kentucky Derby, besting by $20 million the previous betting record set last year. Mystic Dan went off as an 18-1 underdog and held off Sierra Leone and Forever Young in what was the closest finish in the Kentucky Derby since 1947. Overall betting on the Kentucky Derby Day card soared to a record $320.5 million, beating last year's record of $288.7. The 20-horse field included 2 entries from Japan, third-place finisher Forever Young and T.O. Password running 5th. Churchill Downs reported $10.1 million was bet on the Kentucky Derby from Japan, eclipsing the previous record of $8.3. There is a story that the winner, Mystic Dan, might not race in the next one. There's an interesting quote from that. The owner of the horse is saying, "We'll wait and see what the horse says." Yeah. I have no idea how that's going to work. 100 of you watching right now, I appreciate everybody who's watching the show. I say go for it, man. I say, hey, you got one. I would like to see a Triple Crown winner before I decide to retire. I'm not going to be Stat Boy forever. I'll play it as long as I can. I've maybe given myself a goal of maybe 2027. When I turn 50, I don't know. 50 is a good round number, you know. Live out the second years of my life. I have no idea. Anyway, so that's what happened in the Kentucky Derby. All right, let's continue on with the stories and all that. In the UFL, the Birmingham Stallions are the only undefeated team in the league. They are 6-0. They easily defeated the Memphis Showboats 39-21. The San Antonio Brahmas and the Michigan Panthers are both 4-2. Michigan beat Arlington 28-27. DC Defenders beat San Antonio 18-12. Arlington still has not won a game yet. They are 0-6. Memphis and Houston are both 1-5. There is news that the UFL is going to expand to a 12-team roster within the next 2 years. 1 or 2 years, we'll have more teams. And right now, I believe they need it. All right, these are your updated NBA playoffs. Last week, Boston finished off Miami in their game 5 by a score of 118-84. The Cavaliers and the Magic had to go to a full set of 7. Cleveland ended up taking that series 106-94. Game 5, Cleveland won. Game 6, Orlando won, and then Cleveland won the series there. The Indiana Pacers took out the Milwaukee Bucks at the end of Game 6 at 120-98. The Knicks finished off the Philadelphia 76ers in 6 games. And the Clippers fell to the Mavericks. They won their game 1, 121-117. And here's the surprise. Well, not really the surprise, but the Minnesota Timberwolves are up 2-0 against the defending champion Denver Nuggets. And my good buddy there, Stephen A. over at ESPN First Take, is saying that the Timberwolves should be the team to take them out. Now, I'm not predicting a sweep, not by anything, but hey, with the way things Minnesota is going, they're up 2-0. It's going to be very difficult for the Nuggets to come back from this. So we'll see where that goes. Again, Jamal Murray, of course, is in a little bit of hot water because of throwing the heating pad onto the court. There should be some kind of punishment, but of course, the good old adage, the refs can't call what they don't see. It was admitted that they missed the call, so there's that. But there was also a call that a foul should not have been called, or a foul was called, or something into that play as well. So we'll see where that goes. All right, the PWHL is now in their playoffs, with their schedule being starting tomorrow. Toronto and Montreal were the top 2 teams at 47 and 41 points each. And let me bring in the graphic so you can see what I'm talking about. And the rule was that the top 2 teams can choose between team number 3 and team number 4. So Minnesota chose Toronto, and Montreal chose Boston. Ottawa and New York were eliminated, so they're done in their inaugural season. So starting tomorrow, Minnesota takes on Toronto at 7:00. Then the next day, Boston takes on Montreal, and they go back and forth with a 2-day break after games 1 and 2. Each series is a best of 5. The winners of each semifinal match up, and they play in their version of the Stanley Cup. It is not Lord Stanley Cup. I do not remember the name of the title of what it is called, but as soon as that happens, and we'll cover that as well. And finally, what's happening on the rinks? Boston and Toronto had to go to the full game 7. They had to go to overtime for Boston to eliminate the Maple Leafs. Carolina eliminated the Islanders in 5 games. Boston is now playing Florida. Boston is up 1-0 in the second round. Carolina is up 1-0 over the Rangers. The Avalanche and the Stars start their series tonight at 9:30. The Oilers and the Edmonton in the Battle of Canada, they play tomorrow. Dallas, of course, eliminated the defending champion, the defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights in a Game 7 series. Colorado easily beat the Jets in 5. Vancouver beat Nashville. 1 goal took out the Predators, and of course the Oilers took out the Kings by a score of 4-3. So we'll see where these series goes, and then it moves on and on and on. And that's pretty much it, friends. So we made up a little good amount of time for the show this week. Not much else to talk about, really. 110 of you strong. I appreciate you all for what you do and all that. All right. Again, this is the Rocks Tequila. I've never tried it. This is brand new to everybody, or brand new to me anyway. Now, I did try Stone Cold's IPA, and I might have said that I liked it, but after drinking it a bit more, I'm not really a fan. Not really. I'm just not a fan of it. Here comes the top. Smells good. All righty. Terramana tequila going in. All right, Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Let's see if your tequila is as good as you say you are. Salud. Wow. Whew. It really is good. Not much of a kick. Okay, I was wrong about that. It's actually quite good. I like it. It's actually quite good. It might kick in later, but hey. No burning, no aftertaste. That is very good tequila. Mr. Dwayne Johnson, your Terramana tequila. Yeah, your Terramana tequila. There you go. Your Terramana tequila is Stat Boy approved. It is very, very good. I got this in Gatlinburg. You cannot get it in Sevierville. You cannot get it in Pigeon Forge. Is it worth the $45 plus tax? Yes, absolutely. It is very good. Remember, drink responsibly. That's the only one I might do another one before I go to bed. Anyway, either way, that's all the news I have for this week, friends. Not much else coming up other than work. Keep an eye out on social media. Follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Follow me on Instagram at StatBoy13. I forgot to bring up the MLB stuff. Again, 2 weeks in a row, I forgot to bring up what's going on in baseball. Let me quickly do that before I get out of here. Division leaders, American League East, Baltimore 23-11. Cleveland Guardians, AL Central 23-12. Texas Rangers 21-16. Angels are way below 500 at 12-23. Mike Trout did have successful surgery on his meniscus. He is scheduled to be out 4 to 6 weeks, and apparently that's already being shown in the standings. That's not good at all. In the NL East, the Philadelphia Phillies lead 25-11 in the standings, not 25 runs to 11. Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central at 20-14, and the Dodger Blue in the NL West at 24-13. So I need to get those graphics up. That's absolutely for certain there. All right. So again, follow me on Twitter at LBStatKid1977. Use the hashtag StatBoyApproved. And if news breaks, everything, and things happen in the world of sports, I will be there to cover it. Okay. Great. It was a great show today. Again, the NHL draft lottery. Again, congratulations to the San Jose Sharks. The only thing I don't want to. It's not that I'm anti-San Jose because I am Anaheim. I am an Anaheim Ducks fan, but let's give the rival teams their props. They won. Maybe Connor Bedard will do better next season. Who knows until then? All right, great. Let's see if there are any plugs coming up. There should be some plugs. Let me take a look at the shills real quick. Let's see here. Do I have any shills? Not that I see. All right, then. Until next week, stay good to each other. Be friendly. Be polite. Love each other. All that good stuff. I love you. I love my family greatly, and I thank them as I thank you for letting me do this job. Until next week, friends, have a good week. Stat Boy out.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.